Why do two people with the same degree, the same IQ, and the same starting opportunities end up with radically different lives? One will spend their life at the mercy of events, they wait for the boss to give them a raise, they wait for the right time, they wait for the luck. The other seems to bend reality to their will. They don't ask for permission. They move forward, they build, they generate wealth. We usually call this willpower, charisma, or talent. But in psychology, there is a very precise scientific term for it. It is called agency. It is the fundamental difference between being a passenger in your own life and being the pilot. And the good news is, unlike your age or your eyes color, agency can be measured. It can be understood. And most importantly, it can be developed. Before I explain how to train your brain for more agency, you need to understand what we're working with. We need to look under the hood. If you've ever taken online personality tests like the MBTI or those Which Harry Potter character are you quizzes, forget them. Scientifically, they aren't worth much. The MBTI has many limitations. It is popular because it is easy to understand, easy to do, and it puts you in a box. You take the test and think, whoa, I'm an astronaut. It's great for people who work in marketing. In academic psychology, there is only one model that holds real authority. The only model that actually predicts your future. It is the Big Five, also known as the Ocean model. Unlike the MBTI, the Big Five is validated by decades of cross-cultural meta-analysis. We are all a unique mix of these 5 traits. O is for openness. Are you curious and creative, or more down to earth? C is for conscientiousness. Are you disciplined and organized, or spontaneous and disorganized? E is for extraversion. Do you seek energy externally, from people and action, or do you turn inward? A is for agreeableness. Are you empathetic and polite, or competitive and direct? N is for neuroticism. What is your tolerance for stress and negative emotions? This is your source code. It's descriptive, it tells you who you are. But researchers in personality cybernetics like Colin de Jong have discovered something fascinating. These 5 traits are not isolated. They group together to form 2 super mechanisms, 2 meta-traits that are constantly battling in your brain. One wants you to keep you safe, and the other wants you to conquer the world. This is where the concept of agency comes in. Team stability, also called communion. It groups agreeableness, emotional stability, and conscientiousness. Its goal is protection, maintaining order, fitting in. It is the part of you that wants to follow the rules, be liked by others, and prevent everything from collapsing. It is the safety brake. Then team plasticity, also called theoretical agency. It groups extraversion and openness. Its goal is expansion. It is the part of you that wants to explore, change things, dominate, and see something new. It is the accelerator. Biologically, this plasticity, this agency, is linked to dopamine. It is the drive for exploration. When you see someone very charismatic, who always has a new idea, who isn't afraid of public speaking, who wants to change the world, you are seeing pure agency in action. On paper, it sounds great. We can say, I want to be on team agency. I want to be the conqueror. Except, there is a major problem. If we listen to pure theory, we have agency. You just need to be open and extroverted. But we all know this profile. It is the visionary who has 1,000 business ideas but has never earned a single dollar. It's the tortured artist who has genius but never finishes their paintings. It's the person who lights up the room at parties but whose personal life is total chaos. That is theoretical agency. It has potential, but it is not enough, because the engine of execution is missing. Look closely at the diagram we discussed. Where is conscientiousness classified? It is classified in team stability. And that is where science becomes counterintuitive. To have real agency, the kind that creates wealth, success, and impact, you have to steal a trait from the opposing team. Before I give you the formula for agency, we need a reality check. If we look coldly at the scientific data on financial and professional success, there is a strict hierarchy. A monumental meta-analysis by Schmidt and Hunter compiled 85 years of research on job performance. And the literature on the subject is clear. Here is what predicts if you will succeed in order of importance. IQ. This is factor number 1. It is the raw processing power of your brain. Conscientiousness. This is the factor number 2. Your ability to work hard and organize yourself. And luck. Being in the right place at the right time. We have to be honest. To play in the big leagues, you need a minimum IQ. If you don't have the cognitive capacity to process complex problems, all the willpower in the world won't be enough to become an aerospace engineer or run a multinational corporation. It is the entry ticket. But, and this is big but, once you have this minimum IQ, let's say you're smart enough to understand this video, I can do a video about this by the way, IQ is no longer enough. We all know very intelligent people who fail miserably. Why? Because they lack factor 2, conscientiousness. IQ is the horsepower of the engine. Conscientiousness is the transmission put that power onto the road. Without it, the engine stays in neutral. And this is where the secret of real agency lies, the kind that brings success. It's not just about being extroverted and open. The profile of successful entrepreneur or leader is an alloy of 3 traits. Imagine a race car. Openness, the vision. This is your GPS. It's the ability to see the future, to have ideas others don't, to understand abstract concepts. Extroversion, the energy. This is your gas pedal. It's the ability to reach out to the other, to sell, to be unafraid of conflict, to move fast. And conscientiousness, the execution. This is your steering wheel. It's discipline, it's getting up in the morning when you don't feel like it. It's finishing what you started. Real agency is when these 3 forces work together. IQ gives you the potential, but openness plus extraversion plus conscientiousness is what transforms potential into a bank account. Most people have 1 or 2 of these elements. Very few have all 3, and that is where you can act. Now, you might be telling yourself, it's over, I'm introverted, messy, and I hate change. My agency score is close to 0. This is false. Your IQ is fixed before age 20. You can't do much to change it. But your personality? It is plastic. Neuroplasticity proves that we can change our character traits. Not overnight, but just like building muscle in the gym. The science is clear on this. The work of Brent Roberts on volitional personality change proves that you can modify your traits. Let's be clear. If you are extremely introverted, you will never become extremely extroverted. Think of it like stretching a muscle. You start at a certain level of flexibility and you have your biological limits. But you can still achieve really significant results. Here is how to develop your agency trait by trait. First, for openness, if you feel like you're going in circles, force your brain to consume novelty. Don't just read books related to your job. Read about astrophysics, history, psychology. Go to places you've never been. We actually see a real impact on the brain when we actively listen to new music for about 30 minutes 2 or 3 times per week. Openness is about feeding the ID machine. Then, for extroversion, if you are an introvert, don't try to become the class clown. This is not agency. Aim for assertiveness instead. Learn to say no, learn to negotiate, learn to look people in the eye. Social agency is the ability to hold your ground, not necessarily to make noise. The book Pitch Anything is great for that. And for conscientiousness, this is the most important one. If you only work on one thing, make it this. You might already know this, but don't rely on motivation, because it's an emotion that fluctuates. Conscientiousness is about habit. Use the small wins method. Make your bed, finish that small file, clean your desk. Why? This is where Albert Bandura's loop activates. The more you act on your environment, even for small things, the more your brain receives proof that it has control. The more it feels in control, the more your agency increases. The more your agency increases, the more you dare to tackle ambitious projects. It's a virtuous cycle. Action creates agency. Doing deep work is the best method. I've done a video on that topic before. So success is not magic. You need an engine, which is IQ, to understand the world. You need a GPS, which is openness, to see where you go. You need fuel, your extraversion, to move forward. But above all, you need to hold the steering wheel, your conscientiousness, to stay on the road. Agency is the sum of all this. It is what makes you stop enjoying life and start taking control. I hope you learned something. See you next time.